Do you find yourself constantly busy even when you don't need to be? If you wake up already thinking about your to-do list, if you can't sit down without feeling guilty that you're not doing enough, and if rest feels like failure, your body isn't just tired. It's stuck in a pattern that's creating chronic inflammation and keeping you sick. And here's what most people don't realize. This isn't about time management, and it's not about productivity hacks. Your constant busyness is not a scheduling problem. It's actually a nervous system problem. And until you understand what your body is actually doing when you stay busy, you'll keep pushing through while your inflammation gets steadily worse. I'm Nancy Ma, physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach. And for 20 years, I've worked with hundreds of high-achieving women who thought that they just needed to work a little bit harder. They just needed to be a little more organized, or they needed to push through the exhaustion just a little bit more. But what I've learned is this: busyness isn't productivity, it's protection. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the hidden reason your body won't let you stop being busy and why rest feels so dangerous to your nervous system, and the one shift that finally allows your body to feel safe enough to heal. Your nervous system doesn't care how many green smoothies you drink or how clean you eat. It doesn't matter how perfect your morning routine is. What it cares about is one thing: safety. And right now, if you can't stop being busy, your nervous system has learned that staying in motion keeps you safe. Your nervous system is obedient to your commands. If you keep telling it to work, it will work for you. So here's what's actually happening. At some point in your life, you experienced stress, criticism, or emotional overwhelm. Maybe as a child, maybe in a relationship, maybe at work. Your heart raced, your breath shortened, your muscles tensed, and that was your fight or flight response doing exactly what it's designed to do. But here's the part that most people don't know. If you didn't have a safe place to process those feelings, to cry, to rest, or to be comforted, that survival energy never fully left your body. It got stored, and your nervous system learned that something dangerous is going to happen if you're still. You taught yourself that stillness isn't safe. Feelings aren't safe. So it found a solution. Let's keep you busy at all costs. And when you're focused on your to-do list, when you're solving never-ending problems, when you're taking care of everybody else and all their issues, you don't have to feel the fear, the grief, the anger, the loneliness underneath, because busyness becomes your armor. It becomes your distraction. It protects you from emotions you were never taught how to handle. I had a client who had a full-time job, took on a side hustle, helps her kids with their homework, drives them around to all their extracurriculars, and they each have, 2 or 3. And she used to go to her chiro appointment once or twice a week, her massage therapist twice a month, therapy sessions twice a month. And all of that busyness was a distraction just so she could say, oh, I'm doing all the things because I don't feel good. And when she started working with me, I got her to see what she was doing, because all that fixing wasn't working. It was just keeping her busy. And all of that just took up so much of her time that she got overwhelmed and was spending more time, more energy, and more money to keep up her busyness. So here's the cost that I shared with her. Your body can't tell the difference between real danger and remembered danger. So every time you override your exhaustion to check one more thing off the to-do list, every time you say, I'm fine, when you're not, every time you fill your schedule to avoid sitting with yourself and dealing with your emotions, your nervous system registers that as a threat. So your cortisol stays elevated, your immune system stays guarded, and your inflammation becomes chronic. This isn't a character flaw. This is biology. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's just protecting you from a threat that is no longer there. Now let's talk about what constant busyness is actually doing inside your body. Because this isn't just about feeling tired. This is about your body breaking down from the inside out. When you stay in constant motion, your nervous system never gets the signal that it's safe to rest. Your fight or flight response stays activated 24/7. Think about it. When you're rushing, it's because you always feel like there's never enough time. When you're doing so much, it's because you feel like you're not doing enough. If you're caring so much about other people, it's because you feel guilty when you don't. When you stop doing so much, you feel that the world is going to collapse. Does that sound familiar? And so all of this feeling not enough pushes your body into fight or flight. And when that happens, your body floods with stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. And at first, it feels productive. You get things done. You feel accomplished. You might even feel energized. You're seen as the supermom or superwoman, but your body is not designed to run on stress hormones forever. And over time, your adrenals become exhausted. Your thyroid slows down, trying to protect you from burnout, and your digestion shuts down because blood flow is redirected away from your gut and toward your muscles. So your your body thinks you're running from danger. It literally thinks you're being chased down by a saber-toothed tiger. So your fascia, the connective tissue wrapping every muscle, nerve, and organ, tightens around your body like shrink wrap. And that's where the tight shoulders come in. The clenched jaw, the hip tension, the pelvic floor dysfunction. Your immune system gets confused and it's constantly flooded with inflammatory signals. And eventually, it starts attacking anything that feels like a threat, even your own tissues. And that's when autoimmune conditions develop or flare up. And here is the cruel irony. The busier you stay, the more exhausted you become. But your nervous system won't let you rest because rest now feels like danger. So what do? You reach for coffee, for sugar, for your phone, for adrenaline, for a quick hit of dopamine. You push through the fatigue, the brain fog, the pain, and your body keeps breaking down, trying to force you to stop the only way it knows how, through symptoms. Your inflammation isn't random and your pain isn't punishment. It's your body screaming for you to finally feel safe enough to rest. It is speaking with you through these physical sensations. So when I worked with my client, Angela, to start crossing off things on her checklist, not because she was finished them, because I said, get them off your to-do list, she started feeling antsy at first, but slowly and surely, actually within only a couple of days, her brain fog started to clear. Her inflammation started to calm. She started feeling good in her body. That's what happens when you slow yourself down and you can finally listen to your body. And if you're realizing right now that your busyness has been keeping your body in survival mode and you're wondering what else might be driving your inflammation, I have something that can help. I created a free inflammation indicator test that helps you uncover the real roots of your flare-ups. It only takes a few minutes and you'll get instant results with a personalized plan based on your score. Most women tell me it's the first time they've seen the full picture of what's been keeping them stuck. So the link is in the description below. Now that you know this, let's go a bit deeper. Because if busyness is protection, what are you protecting yourself from? Well, for most high-achieving women, it's uncomfortable emotions that you were never given permission to feel. So maybe you grew up in a home where your feelings didn't matter as much as keeping the peace. Or maybe you learned early that being helpful or productive or successful or being the strong one, that's what made you valuable. Maybe you were praised for your achievements and for what you did and not for just being you. So you internalized a belief. I'm only worthy when I'm doing something. I'm only safe when I'm useful. And now, decades later, your body is still living by those rules. And when you sit down to rest, what comes up? Guilt, anxiety, a voice that says you're lazy, that you're wasting time, that you should be doing more. That voice isn't you. It's your nervous system trying to keep you safe the only way it learned how decades ago. But underneath that voice, there's often grief you haven't processed, anger you've been swallowing for years, fear that if you stop performing, people will stop loving you, loneliness because you've been so busy taking care of everyone else, you forgot how to take care of yourself, and you just don't even know who you are and what you want anymore. These emotions don't disappear just because you ignore them. They get stored in your body, in your tissues, your fascia, your cells, and they show up as tension, pain, fatigue, inflammation, and autoimmune flare-ups. Your body has been holding these feelings for you, waiting for you patiently to finally feel safe enough to let them out. But you can't release what you won't feel, and you can't feel what you're constantly running from. And this is why all the supplements, all the diets, all the protocols, all the appointments, all the podcasts that you listen to, all the research you do, they might help, but they don't heal the root, because the root isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's based on your nervous system. And until you give yourself permission to stop, to feel, and to rest without guilt, your body will keep holding on. So how do you break this cycle? You don't force yourself to rest. That doesn't work. Because if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, rest will just feel like more danger. So instead, you have to rebuild safety from the inside out. So here's how. First is awareness. Start slowing down enough to notice when you're using busyness to avoid feeling something. Maybe you unconsciously grab your phone the moment you sit down. Guilty. I've done that. Maybe you fill your calendar even though you're exhausted. Guilty. I've done that too. When you say yes, when you mean no, I get it. I've done it before. Don't judge it, just notice it. Awareness is always the first step to change because you can't change what you don't see. So second, now that you're aware, you can build in micro moments of stillness. You don't need an hour-long meditation. Start with 30 seconds. Just pause right there, put your hand on your heart, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw soften. And that's you telling your nervous system, I'm safe right now. I'm pausing in this moment and I feel safe. Third, allow yourself to feel without fixing. So when guilt comes up, don't push it away. Don't say, oh, I shouldn't feel this. Or if sadness surfaces, just let it be there. When anger rises, acknowledge it. Your body has been waiting for you to witness these emotions, not solve them. So be there for yourself like you would a good friend. Allow yourself to feel or vent without judging, shaming, or trying to fix. Just feeling them is the release. Now, the fourth is setting boundaries. This is important. Saying no to one thing this week you would normally say yes to. Let one item on your to-do list go undone. Maybe it's disappointing someone without collapsing. Maybe you cancel an appointment. This teaches your nervous system, I can prioritize myself and still be safe. I can rest and still be loved. And finally, move your body in ways that feel good. Yoga, walking in nature, dancing in your kitchen, moving helps release stored tension that talk therapy alone can't reach. Remember, this is not about perfection. This is not about adding another thing to do on your to-do list. Some days you'll default to busyness because that's what you've known for so long. And that's okay. Healing isn't a straight line to the top. But every time you choose rest over productivity, every time you pause and look inward and you allow yourself to breathe, every time you feel instead of avoid, and every time you set a boundary, you are rewiring your nervous system. You're teaching your body that it's finally safe to let go. The busiest women I work with are also the ones who overthink. This is why it's important to not just think about what to do, but actually move your body. So if this video hit something deep for you, that's not random. That's your body recognizing truth. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to hustle for worthiness. And your healing doesn't come from doing more. It comes from finally feeling safe enough to do less. So if you saw yourself in this video, I'd love to support you. You can join my free Autoimmune Freedom Workshop and apply for a free activation call with my team. So together we'll look at what your body has been holding on to, what's keeping your nervous system stuck, and we'll map out your next steps together. So the link is in the description below. And if this resonated with you, please subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to know, what pattern did you recognize in yourself today? You deserve a body that feels safe, calm, and strong again. So I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. Thanks for being here.